Well, good evening. Today is March 20th, 2012, and this is Rick Prosser, and we're going to take a look at Amazon today, Amazon.com, the stock of Amazon. Now, I don't love their Kindle Fire. I played with one before, and quite frankly, I thought it was okay. I like the iPad much better, but I really love their stock more than their Kindle Fire. So let's take a look at this stock and see how you can get involved if you're interested in investing in this or trading this. I'm actually going to talk more about investing today than trading per se, just because I think you can hold this a little longer term, and I'll show you why. Let's go to the daily or weekly chart here. All right, so here's the weekly chart, and basically what you got here is you have this, peaks out up here. You have this big down puke fest right here, just boom, boom. These big candlesticks are going way down. High volume on the way down. So that tells you people are liquidating this stock. Not just people, big money managers liquidating the stock. But here the stock, starts to, you don't have as high volume right here. So the selling pressure is starting to go away, which is good. But what I like to see here is, what I'm really interested in here is this. This candlestick right there, that red one right here. Here's what happened. Again, this is a weekly chart, so keep that in mind. When you see stuff like this on a weekly chart, it's much more powerful on a weekly chart than a daily chart, because obviously you have more passage of time, so it's much more powerful. Basically what here is you have this high volume day. Pretty close to this high volume day here, but what's the difference? Here, the stock came clear down, but then we really just kind of kept going down. Okay, but there's a high volume day here. But what happened? The stock traded down below 175, but then that week it rallied back up to here. Now it did that a little bit here, but not quite like here. Okay, that's bullish. Why is that bullish? Because you have a high volume day. The stock during that week pulls down to here, falls down to there, and then buyers step in right around the 175 area, and then by the end of the week they push it up. So that is quite bullish. But then what you have here is you have a higher low relevant to this and to this here. So what you're having here is you're having higher lows, which is what you want to see. So, and that is, if you go like this, you can see that. See that? Goes up, it pulls to this support line, it kind of goes up there, pulls right to this support line. It's just nice and steady, and a little stair step there. And also you have some higher volume kicking in on the up days. So I could see this stock, continuing up. Now, if you were wanting to invest in this stock, what could you do? We'll look at that on the daily chart, but if you want to put a price target on this, I would say 225. I think you could hold this. Now, it might not get there like tomorrow. It might take a few weeks. It could take a few months. But I think you could safely set a price target of 2.25 if you want to hold this a little longer term. But you'll want to make sure you have some risk management in control. So let's take a look at the daily chart and see how you could do that. Okay, here's the daily chart, and I like the daily chart as well. So it's nice when you have a weekly chart telling you one thing and you have a daily chart telling you something as well. And both are bullish, because sometimes you can have a weekly chart telling you something bullish and then a daily chart telling you something bearish. Now what's bullish on this? Well, you kind of got the same thing here. You got the higher lows right there, okay? So you got the higher lows kicking in. So every time the stock just goes up and it pulls back down to this resistance, this support line here. But also a couple other things you need to see here. On these up days, like this day here, that was a very high volume day. So that tells you buyers are really stepping in. And if you look, all these green lines right here, those are all up days. All the red lines were pretty much like down days. But so the stock is basically under accumulation. You've got buyers coming in buying this stock versus selling it now, and you can see that in the volume. Also, what you can see here is, the stock comes down, boom, down to there, and then it rallies up and it hits the 200-day moving average right there. The blue line is the 200-day moving average. Here it hits the 200-day moving average. So the 200-day moving average has proven to be resistance to this stock. Comes down to here, boom, right up to the 200-day moving average. boom, comes down to around here, and then it works its way back up, and guess where it's at right now? Right at resistance, the 200-day moving average. But here's what I like about it. Two things. One, it was way down here, and it had to rally clear up here when it hit resistance. Now it came down here, and then it got up here and hit the resistance again, came back down here, hit here. But if you notice, it's not going down as far as it did here and here. So what will essentially happen is you could actually see this stock pull back to right around here somewhere, where I could see it pulling back to the 180 level or something like that, and then I could see it starting to bust through the 200-day moving average. And here's why. If you think about it, down here, it took a lot of buying pressure to get the stock up to here, right? Same with here up to here. But how much buying pressure does it take to get the stock from here to here? Not as much as it was here and here. So that's why I'm saying you could actually see this stock come down to here and then actually bust through this moving average, which has always proven to be resistance. The other thing that I can see happening right now that is showing a very bullish sign is you got these Bollinger Bands here. And if you look at the Bollinger Band, here it was very wide, as well as here. And that's these blue lines right here. That blue line right there and right there. So you got these Bollinger Bands that are very wide right there. And if you look here, they're not that wide. And what this is called a volatility squeeze, and what's happening right now is the stock is starting to pop its head out of this Bollinger Band. If you notice, the Bollinger Band is starting to swing up, and this one's starting to swing down, and you have high volume down here. That is telling me that the stock, I think, is getting ready to move to the upside. It sure looks bullish to me, but again, if you plan on investing in this stock, here's what you need to make sure you're doing. You need to have some risk management in control and risk money management. In other words, you don't want to go piling in this. In other words, if I have $10,000, you don't want to go and say, well, I'm going to buy it right here, right now, with all my $10,000. Why? Because what you're saying is you're saying this stock is not going to pull back. You're saying it's not going to pull back to here. And it could actually pull back to the 180 level. So if you plan on buying this, if it were me, what I would do, and I was wanting to invest in this up to the 225 area or somewhere up to here, I would buy maybe a little bit right now and see what happens with the stock. I'd pay attention to it. I actually have some right now I bought, and what I'm actually looking for is I'm actually looking for a little bit of a down day. If I could see this thing pull back to the 180, somewhere right around in here, and then start to catch some support like it did here, I would be buying a little bit more. But I'm also involved that if the stock continues to go up, I'll be making money. But if it comes down, I won't be losing very much money because I don't have that much into it, and then I can buy a little bit more right there. But that is my plan for investing in this, and what I would tell you is have a plan. Okay, that's it for tonight. Listen, please visit stockchartsense.com, and Sense is C-E-N-T-S, stockchartsense.com. Go sign up for the free video, and you'll get videos like this every day or every other day. Also, while you're there, take a listen to my little message that I have to you. I got a little special offer there to you. So take a listen to that. Hey, thanks, and have a great day.